Okay, a quick little lovely reading on Hayden from Exit Frequency. Viewer requested. The archetype that I got for him was the arrow. And what does the arrow represent? Quick definition is someone who is idealistic, independent, and seeks emotional connection and reassurance within relationships. And I totally feel that in him. But lovely soul. And when I first tuned in, the images that I got was a little prince with his crown and his little red and white velvet cape. So just a little prince. Um, yeah, which was a good feeling. I feel like there's integrity, sincerity, and just a stand-up kind of person. Obviously, no deception whatsoever. Um, yeah, let me see what else. When I checked in, this is going to be a very short reading. When I checked in on, what do we need to know about Hayden? And what I got was it's just perfect. Hexagram 4, and and no shadow lines whatsoever. So it's just saying hexagram 4 is called youthful folly, and he's definitely a youthful young man. And with no shadow lines, that means that in what he's doing, he has the correct attitude in what he's doing. He's sincere, doing the best that he can. And so the universe is like, yeah, he's just doing his thing and no problems whatsoever. He approaches what he does with the right attitude. When I tuned in for the senses, the base chakra, I saw a little tootsie roll. And a young grounded being. That's kind of how I interpret a tootsie roll. There's some good grounding, probably some good. A tootsie roll is a little bit hard, but it's good. It reminds you of childhood, doesn't it? Well, I guess it depends on how old you are, but it has kind of a tough outer layer. So I think good boundaries, and well grounded for a young man. Relationship wise, I saw cooked spinach or spinach in general, and even though it was cooked spinach, and I'm not a fan of cooked spinach, it does represent it's good. Relationships are good. Spinach is good for you. So I didn't feel like there was any real big issues. Um, Solar plexus, he's expressing or what he's doing in the world, his empowerment. And I saw, those bicycles with two people pedaling. So I definitely saw him in the front. And in the back, there was invisible person. And how I interpret that is what he's doing, he's being guided by his higher self, and or I don't want to say a guide, but I'm going to say his higher self because it felt like a duplicate. So I think he's just following his inner truth at whatever level that is. Who knows? But no problems. Just going on, just riding his bike. Heart. Let me see here. A wedding cake, which represents, I think it's a lovely image that there is a real sense of unity, sweetness. I mean, everybody loves wedding cakes, or, they're just beautiful. I think a real solid, beautiful heart that's seeking community, unity, joy, and what else? Love, of course, love. Oh, God, that just came to me. Wedding cake, heart, love, duh. And then throat for his expression, and those old time monkeys that are going on their drum. So I just think he's a young man speaking his truth, doing his thing, and he's a young man, like, what do they say, drumming his own, living his life on his own beat, just doing his thing, and I think it's beautiful. um the gift that he offers people, The number seven, which is just sincerely sharing of himself from his heart. He provides guidance for others. And I think, yeah, I don't, no red flags here. I cannot, of course, I cannot comment on. I think mostly what he does is more predictive. I know he calls them remote views, but whatever predictive stuff. And so I couldn't possibly, I mean, he's about as good as the rest of us, right? I think all of us get really accurate stuff, but I think sometimes our interpretation and then things change in the world. So I think though he's pretty clear from what I was feeling when I was listening to him. Most of the time, my body stayed pretty in alignment. Only a couple times I could feel like, oh, this doesn't. But these were on topics like the big disclosure and solar flash that's supposed to be incoming. But those are like the big topics that people have been talking about for years and years and years, and like all these predictions, and it never happens. But on the topics, like everyday topics of what's happening in the government, the blah, 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 I was able to maintain alignment the whole time. So I feel he's pretty on point and very sincere and as no deception. I can't imagine any deception, purpose. Yeah, none at all. Good to watch him. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.